And Rishi Sunak has become Britain's third Prime Minister this year. Soon after he was formally appointed by King Charles III, the new leader addressed the nation outside 10 Downing Street. He said he plans to fix his predecessor's Liz Truss's economic failures.
I will place economic stability and confidence at the heart of this government's agenda. This will mean difficult decisions to come.
The Conservative Party has been ridden with controversies plaguing the last two premiers, Liz Truss and Boris Johnson. But Mr. Sunak is hopeful he can turn things around.
I will unite our country, not with words, but with action. I will work day in and day out to deliver for you. This government will have integrity, professionalism, and accountability at every level. Trust is earned, and I will earn yours.
And for more on this, Ollie Barrett joins us live from London. Ollie, Rishi Sunak there saying, "I will deliver." Of course, those were favourite words of Liz Truss herself. Now, what's to ensure that Mr. Sunak will not also be forced out of office?
Well, it would be fairly remarkable if Rishi Sunak has a premiership of the type of length of Liz Truss's. I think it's very unlikely we're going to see anything like that unfold in the next 6 or 7 weeks. He only has to survive till December the 14th to outlast Liz Truss in terms of her tenure in Downing Street. One of the key areas to make sure his government is more stable than hers is around party unity. And in the last few moments, we've seen the first resignations from government, from Jacob Rees-Mogg, the business secretary, but also Brandon Lewis, the justice secretary. They are both saying that they will support the Prime Minister from the backbenches. So perhaps some early signs that the party is going to try a little bit harder this time around to remain united. But how long that lasts is going to be the key question, because there are so many factions of the Conservative Party that are so differing in views on key issues. And that takes us back to the cabinet appointments that Rishi Sunak is now getting on with making. He will want to bring in as many people as he can from as many different wings of the party to try and show that they all have a say and influence in this government. One of the criticisms of Liz Truss's administration in the formation of her cabinet was it was largely made up of her supporters, and that meant that people from other wings of the party felt ostracised. They felt like they didn't have influence, and that, I think, partly contributed to her very rapid downfall. So Rishi Sunak can, in a sense, learn from some of the mistakes that were made by Liz Truss in trying to make sure that his government can be a more stable, more long-lasting affair.
Ollie, you mentioned the cabinet and the need to build unity within the party. Is this cabinet something he can use to build that unity, or in establishing this cabinet, will he then destroy any unity he can expect to have?
It's always a difficult balance to strike, because every appointment he makes is someone else who hasn't got a big job that they wanted. Every person he moves on is a backbencher that potentially can become disgruntled over time and oppose the government. So it's a very difficult balance for Rishi Sunak to strike. We do expect, certainly the speculation here in Westminster is that Jeremy Hunt may well be retained in the role of Chancellor or Finance Minister, and he, along with the Prime Minister, will therefore have to deliver their economic strategy early next week before the next meeting of the Bank of England to decide exactly how far and how fast interest rates need to rise at this juncture. But there are other key appointments too that Rishi Sunak will try and use to unify his party. It has been a dysfunctional Conservative Party, particularly here at Westminster when it comes to parliamentary business. And looking ahead to the difficult decisions that Rishi Sunak says his government has to make, many of those will come with legislation. Rishi Sunak will need to win votes here at Parliament, and that feeds back into that idea of his party being united. If it doesn't remain united, it will become difficult for him to govern in a meaningful, legitimate way, and that will lead into further questions from opposition parties about his mandate.
Thanks for that. Ollie Barrett speaking to us there from London.